I am so sorry, you guys. There's no sound because that is my fault. There was no sound earlier, and I didn't want to turn it on. I had somebody here. We had to sign some papers, and so I just left it muted, and I am so sorry. So let me start real quick again. Hello, happy Tuesday. It is Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up, and I am live on YouTube. Sorry about the sound. I appreciate it. I had it muted and I thought, oh, I'll remember. No. So we had to sign some paperwork, and the guy was supposed to be here at 12:30. My husband's like, oh, he's not coming at 5:30. He's coming at 12:30. And I'm like, my video is at 2. So, okay. And then my husband says, oh, he said it's more going to be closer to 1. So I'm like, okay. And so he just left. And I ran in here and forgot to turn my sound on. So thank you so much for letting me know. I appreciate it. Sylvia, I hope you're getting sound now. Oh, you are better. Okay, good. All right, let me turn this a little bit. So we're going to do this really cute fancy fold. It kind of just decorates itself. I'll show you kind of what I mean by putting the couple different patterns on the inside and outside. I thought it was really a fun card. Again, this one was from 2018, and it was from May Made It, her videos back in the day. I don't know if somebody made it on her video, because back then I really didn't write too much down other than where I got it and the date, if I remembered, because I wasn't really keeping track or doing videos at the time. So, but anyway, that's where I got it from. I don't see this very often, so I'm super excited to share it with you. So let's get busy. Let's see. First, I have my little notes here. Somebody had asked me about my PDF the other day, and the PDF, I just put it like here under these little words. Well, I made it bigger. Basically, it's going to be the title of my blog post down farther under PDF for you or something like that. So you will find a PDF for today's project also. And so I'm going to make it a little easier for you to find on my blog. Okay. So that is that. Hi, everybody. Carol, Arlene, Debbie, Bonnie, Patty, Nola, Janet. I'm sure I missed some at the beginning. Sorry. Hello, everybody. Okay, so first I want to say thank you for my happy mail. I got some mail from Sue Sastro. I hope that's how you say your name, Sue Sastro. Thank you so much. What a happy surprise I got in the mail today. And thank you very much for the sentiment inside. That was a very, very sweet note you put in there. So thank you very much. I honestly think that is my very first mail, other than I have a pen pal that I write with. But that's my first one. So I will be sending you a card back. All right. So I'm trying to catch up on notes too. Okay. So that was it. Important stuff is my paper share, so I'll give you guys a little more information about that. What I'm doing is basically taking all of the paper that we're getting in the new catalog that is new. So for example, the paper that we got in the mini catalog, or the mini catalog. So like the pearl paper, that's not gonna count. I'm not gonna do the pearl paper because we've already had it. If it's paper we've already had, I'm not doing it. So the 6x6 DSP that new demonstrators got for signing up, I'm not going to do that because it's available to purchase now. I'm not going to do that because we have so many new gorgeous papers that I want to do those. So you're going to get 148 sheets of paper, 6x6 size, for $55, and that's mailed to you. So it is an amazing, amazing deal. So if you are interested, over on my blog at the top, it says events and classes. You can click there. There is a paper share registration form and a little more about it that you can read. And so go ahead and check that out. If you are interested, do the registration. I will PayPal you an invoice. And if you don't have PayPal, but you'd rather do Venmo or something, that's fine too. I'll send you a link, and you can just let me know if you need to do it a different way, and that's fine. So I am gonna have that open for a while. Okay, Debbie, that'd be awesome. All right, so that is one announcement, and then we'll go back and revisit that a little bit because I have some more information about that. So, but for now, let's jump in and get busy. So, we're going to get started. I'm going to have a PDF on this, so don't worry about that. All right, so you will see the PDF on my blog post. Oh, Linda, welcome. So we're going to start out with, and I'm going to kind of go over my PDF while I'm doing this so I can just make sure everything's on there. I did this at 2 o'clock in the morning last night. We were trying to fix my TV for my on-tour event on Thursday, and I just wanted to make sure it was right. So I have 3 pieces of paper, and they're going to be quarter size sheets, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let's go ahead and fold our cardstock, and of course this is a regular A2. Okay, so it ends up 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All right, now we're going to choose our papers here, and we are going to open this up. Now you could take this same size piece of paper and you could adhere your paper like one solid piece and just put it on here. I prefer to put them on separately just so I know it's going to fold nicely. Zastro. Oh, okay. Thank you, Susan. Thank you so much for the card. That was so, so sweet of you. Okay, so we're going to just put our panels on. All right, so what I like to do is just kind of look at my image and see which way I want it. This one kind of looks upside down, so I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to start on the corners. This one, I only did the outsides. I'm not too worried about the inside. All right, so there is that. Let's make sure everything folds. Oh, Linda, well, nice. I'm glad you caught us live today. It was, I don't know why, it seems like on video days, I just have the craziest days going. Okay, so now on this one, I'm going to put it on the inside first because I want it, I can always trim the outside, but I want it to make sure it closes really well. So let's go ahead and put some adhesive. And now on this one, I'm going to do a little more adhesive, and you'll see why as I go along here. I'm going to go on the outside, and then I'm also just going to run some down the inside. All right, so, and that should be enough. My kitty is outside the door. She's meowing, wondering how come she can't come in and play. All right, so I'm going to go very close to this other side down to the corner, and I can tell this is going to be a little long, and that's okay. We'll just trim that up. So I'm just going to bring my trimmer in right here. And I am just going to trim it. I have not heard any news, oops, on our, okay, Wyatt, on our guillotine trimmer. Okay, why am I having issues right here? Hold on, it's probably stuck on my glue right here. That is weird. Okay, there we go. If they're coming back or what, I heard they were, but I haven't heard any news on it. So I am hoping. No problems, Karen. We are just getting started. I have this one little piece that was not cooperating. Okay. Now we're going to take this piece and we're going to put it on the front. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put those extra strips down the middle of adhesive. And I'm just going to put a couple right down the middle. All right. So I'm going to start right on the corner here. All right, so there we go. I have a little bit around the back here, so just trim it. I kind of like to go a little over instead of a little under. So there we go. So there's our piece. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take a Post-it note right here, and what you're going to do is you're going to lay your Post-it down, and of course I have mine taped. I'm going to move it up so you can see what I'm talking about. We're going to lay the Post-it down. You want to go in 5/8 right here, so this is going to be the bottom of my Post-it because the sticky is across the top, okay? And you can use a regular 3x3 piece of paper, whatever works for you. So I used a Post-it. I know this is my top. So we're going to go in 5/8 right here. So I just put it down and worked backwards, which is fine. So you're going to go 4 5/8 right here. So you know that's 5/8 and you're going to mark it. Okay? Then you're going to turn it and then you're going to come in 5/8. So as long as you come down 5/8 and over 5/8, okay? So let me just say this is the top. And you're going to see on my PDF here, I show you a picture, but I also do kind of a cute little diagram right here, the best I could do at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I kind of recreated better instructions because I had them all scribbled on a piece of paper. So we're going to take this, we're going to open our card, we're going to lay this down right on the corner of the card. Okay, so there you go. So that's your piece of paper. Now you're going to take your pencil and you're just going to draw right along from the 5/8 mark to the 5/8 mark. Okay, so 5/8 to 5/8, you're going to lift it up and this is what you see. Okay, so when I show you on this piece of paper here on the PDF, you're going to see there's like a little pencil mark right here. It just shows you where you're going to draw from point A to point B. All right? I'm sure watching the video is going to help you a lot when you see the PDF. You're going to understand it a little bit. Now, I keep this right on my instructions so that I have it. And now I'm going to trim this, and you're going to want to use the trimmer. Now, I love the Stampin' Up! Trimmer because you can see exactly where you're going. Now I'm going to move this. Let me move my paper back here. All right, I'm going to move this here because I want to see right here really good. So close to me, and I'm hoping, oh, does it? Let me check something here. If it's out of focus, I want to make sure that it's not. Oh, it says the focus is fixed. I hope this gets better. Is it out of focus for other people too? Let me know. Sometimes if I work close, it does get out of focus. I hope it's okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go down. So I keep these out of the area, and then, okay, good, Sylvia. Well, hopefully it's going to get better. And then I'm going to close this, and you want to see your line straight down the middle, okay? So look for your line, make sure your card is all the way up here, and your cut line that you drew is right there. Now open this up. You're going to take your cutting tool, and you're going to take it to your 5/8. So right there is 5/8, and now I'm going to go down, okay? And now you'll see on your blade, let me move my light over a little bit. Let me see. On your blade, there's a little line right here. You can see on all 4 sides a little line, but now you're looking at the lines going this way. Thanks, everybody. And then you're going to, on each side, you're going to see how far you're going to come, and you're going to line it up with this line right here, okay? So we're going to go down, and hoping my head won't get in the way. I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go a little firm because I'm going through 3 pieces, don't forget. So you're going through 3 DSPs and a cardstock. All right, so I came all the way down, and now it's aligned right here, and I'm going to go back and go to my 5/8, and there we go. So hopefully That should have cut through, and it did. See? That's cut through. Okay, hopefully that helps, Susan. All right, now we're going to turn this way, and we're going to do, well, I'm going to turn it this way. It's a little easier because you're going to have this closest to you. Move your blade out of the way again. You're going to just take that right up and make sure, now my head might get in the way. I want to look over and make sure that my pencil mark is right in the middle. Lift up again, go to 5/8, go down. And now when you slide it over, you're looking at this line here, okay? So slide, and I'm kind of doing it firm because I want to make sure it goes all the way through. And now I'm to my line, and I'm just going to go back just to make sure, right to my 5/8. And let's see if it went through. Hi, Clara. Oh, I'm glad you caught me live. Hi, Kim. Okay, so now you can see, there you go. It went all the way through. So let's go ahead and get our trimmer out of the way. And now here's where the magic happens. You're going to flip this, okay? So you're going to flip it like this. Now be careful because you want this to be parallel. And you're going to see kind of your papers kind of, you know, move a little bit, and that's okay. I wasn't too concerned, but you want this to be parallel. And this paper actually works out perfect because it has lines on it. Okay, so you could, and what I'm going to do is try and reach for my scissors here. And I want, change your settings called quality, not Marcie's. Oh, them. Okay, so then because your paper bent a little bit, I'm just going to trim that just a little bit. And right here, just a little bit. And you can kind of see where the paper bends. And if you just trim that tiny bit, if that bothers you. All right, so now, here again, front of your card, bend. All right, and now let's just score it. Okay, so you're going to see a little bit of that, but that, it doesn't bother me. So it's totally up to you guys. Oh, good, Susan. I'm glad that worked. All right, so now there is the front of your card. So see how that fancy fold flip, you've already got it decorated inside now because it is your DSP that you adhered on both sides. Okay, so that's where we start. And now let's see what else we have. I have a bunch of, some things pre-done, some things not. And so I'm just going to, we're just going to kind of create as we go. All right, so the first measurement said 2 DSPs the same, which are these two. Then 1 DSP, so for the inside, let's just focus on that right now. Now you want a solid piece inside or another DSP. We're going to do a solid piece, and it's 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so what I did with that, I'm going to bring in my mat here. We're going to take our small sunflower. We're using the sunflower set, and I'm so happy that this set is staying because I've made a few cards with it, but I've had so many more that I wanted to do because I really love sunflowers. So I'm super happy it stayed, so I have some more time to play with it. Thanks, Arlene. I think it's a lot of fun. Okay, so we're just going to randomly stamp just to kind of get the outside. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to fill in a little bit of the outside image here just to kind of poke through because we're going to layer on top of this. All right, so that's going to be our layer. And then on the inside of that is going to be just our white piece here. And this piece is 3 by 4 1/4. Okay, so that's going to be the inside here. So let's go ahead and adhere that. Yeah, I thought this was a really fun fancy fold. So back in, well, like I said, this was 2018. I don't know when I saw it, but I dated it 2018, so I'm pretty sure that's when they created it. All right, so I just got a smudge right there, so I'm going to turn it around and put it on the bottom right because we'll just accent something there. All right, so there we go. And let's go ahead. I'm going to turn that over so I don't get it inky again like I just did. And let's go ahead and adhere that. I love different fancy folds because sometimes I tend to get in my same rut of doing just like a traditional card, and I just thought this was a really fun one. All right, so we're going to just add this here. Now I'm laying it slowly there because see how you close it? You want to make sure your white doesn't show. So we're just going to make sure. I might have had to turn this around. Let's see. I think I did do it this way a little bit. Okay, lay it in there. That still shows, and I should have thought about that. I usually put the front. Okay, here's a secret that I saw somebody do the other day, and I don't remember who. I wish I would have, and I'm trying to remember who it was. But if you are trying to pull your pieces apart, just breathe on them like you're huffing, but a long huff. Watch. Let's see if it'll work. See how it's coming apart now? When they showed that, and so I tried it, it was a game changer. Now, I don't know if your stuff's been on a long time. Still working. Because I'm going to move this a little bit. Okay, see? All right, so we're going to adhere this one first. Let's do that. So that one's nice and even, and I should have done that to begin with, and I forgot that we've got that white piece that's on the inside. So let me turn the camera and show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this here just slightly down, and I'm going to close, and so just kind of know that it's got to go right about there. All right, and so that seems really low. Why does that seem so low? Oh. And maybe this piece is too big. I better make sure I grab the right piece. 3 by 4.5. Oh, it's 4 1/4. There's my problem. All right, so I'm going to go 4 1/4. That is going to save me some space right there. And I know I have adhesive on my trimmer now, but I'll pull that off. Oh, was it Sharon? I don't know. If it wasn't Sharon, it was somebody that saw Sharon, I'm sure. I don't honestly remember. All right, so now that it's the right size, that seems so much better. Yeah. Now it seems like I can kind of center it and put it on there. But yeah, if whoever it was brilliant. If it was Sharon, then I don't remember. It's been a little while. Okay, so that's pretty much right on the edge right there, which is perfect as long as you don't see it. Hi, Steph. Oh, thanks, Bonnie, but I do pick up tricks from other people. That's the whole thing. My husband's so funny. He's like, do you really think you should be watching other people? Because you don't want to pick up their, habits or mannerisms or whatever. You want to be yourself. And I said, oh, trust me, I'm myself. But this is research, and I'm learning always, always, always learning. The same as I hope people learn from me. I want everybody to learn something and keep with your mojo and all that good stuff. Okay, so now that we have our inside done, okay, we are going to glue this piece down because there's no reason for it to be flopping like this. So I'm going to take my adhesive that I just put a brand new one in here. And we're going to just glue this down. So what I do is I just put a little bit, you don't need a whole lot, just right there. And adhere that down. Okay, so I'm just going to add something on there. And now what we're going to do is we are going to color while we're letting that dry. And I have a bunch of my blends. So I have, actually I didn't even use that one. I have Old Olive, light and dark, So Saffron, the light daffodil, which I ended up only using for this one. So because this is a lighter, the yellows and the greens. So that's where the other two came from, the Granny Apple and the daffodil. So I use Mango Melody, So Saffron, Crumb Cake. I used Cajun Craze, Old Olive, and the Bronze. And Cinnamon Cider, the light cinnamon cider. Oh, thanks everybody. You guys are so sweet. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of play with it, and that's what I did. Now, I did the leaves ahead of time because I was kind of testing different colors, but the leaves were super simple. So this is what I did. I always do the dark first, and I do the light, the smaller tip, and then I just kind of go like this. It's no big deal, except I went out of the line right there. So just kind of go like this and squiggle, and then you take the light one and remember, oops, I gotta use the small tip. Well, Gail, the good thing is it's around for another year or so. Maybe down the road you'll be able to get it. So here's the smaller tip. You're just going to kind of fan your color back inwards. You remember, you want your tips to be lighter, and you don't want to go outside your paper. So just kind of fan them in, and then you could blend it if you want like that. You don't really have to. I went outside the line right there, so don't worry, I already have some cut. But just kind of go inwards, and there you go. You don't really have to do a lot with it. You could take your dark and you could go back over it, and so just kind of, you know, squiggle in the line in the general area that they put your lines, because that's kind of why they put those there. And then I just do one down the middle, and it just gives it a little more depth. So that's all I did with the lines. Oh, closer. Okay. I don't want it to get too fuzzy on you guys, because I know going closer is not always the best thing. All right, let me see if I can straighten out. All right, so that's how I did the leaves. So I have my leaves over here already, but I just accented the inside with an extra leaf. So here's our flower. So what I did with the flower is I started with the inside. So I took the bronze because it's the darkest, and I did take the big tip and I just kind of did the center, and then I went right around where the lines are. The line and the polka dots. And then I even kind of went just up between the leaves just a little bit to add just a little depth. And you can use that with the smaller tip or the larger tip. It doesn't really matter. You're just adding a little depth, a little color there. And you could add orange in here. I'm adding some orange, but I'm adding more some like an orange brown. So I took the Cajun. Oh, let's do the Cajun in a minute. Let's finish the center. So then I took the darker cinnamon cider, and I'm going to take the finer tip, and I'm just kind of going over the line, the little dot area, and a little bit more here in the center. So just around. And I don't do all of them the same. I just keep on going. Snow. Ooh. It's beautiful and sunny here, you guys. Okay, so here's the light cinnamon cider. We were just talking about here. What happens is we have spring for like a week. We're like, oh, we can't wait for warm weather. Spring will come and gone, and then all of a sudden it's hot. And then we're like, well, what happened to the spring? I love the cinnamon cider too. All right, so then I even take the cinnamon cider just to kind of tie in. And it's really what you want, you guys. I just kind of play. I am no specialist at coloring at all. I've had some that I throw away and say, that looks terrible. But I mentioned before, don't throw them away because you'll be surprised if you just kind of keep going and how much you'll like it. All right, so the bronze I did first, so I really don't need to do any more. But what I did do is take the light crumb cake so that it's not so orangey with the cinnamon color. I'm going to move my light on here a little bit better, see if you guys can see a little better. And so I take that and I just kind of blend it all, but it gives it a, just kind of lightens it up just a tad. And it adds a little more depth to it. Now I'm going to take my dark Mango Melody and I'm going to take the small end and I'm just going to go on the lines that they left for you. So all of these lines that are on the flowers, I'm just going to kind of go, not a lot because that's kind of your accent color, but you'll see as you add your other colors if you want to add some more. So I'm just adding some lines of the darker. And you don't have to be exact where those lines are. Just kind of, you know, draw some lines on there. It's fine. And then I'm going to take the darker So Saffron. And I'm just going to take the bigger tip and just kind of blend a little kind of at the base. And just kind of move it up and down to just kind of color in the base a little bit. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a whole lot, but just a little to kind of blend those colors. Oops, I think I missed this one. Blend those colors a little bit. And then I'm going to take the light So Saffron. I'm going to take the smaller tip. And then I'm just going to bring it back in. Remember, we want to bring it back in. And even if there's a little bit of white tip showing, it's okay. And just kind of bring, you know, 2-3 strokes back in. And you can even bring it down farther if you want to blend a little more. I really want the orange lines to show a little bit. So I don't want to really go over that too much. Remember, turn your paper, not your arm. You don't want to be all cattywampus with your arm. Don't overdo your arm and hurt yourself. Move the paper, let it do your work for you. And then just keep kind of bringing it towards you. This, number one, helps from going out of the line. And with alcohol ink, remember, you're pushing color and you're blending color. So if you go to the tip, to the end a lot, it's going to start bleeding out of the line, and you don't want that. And you want the tips lighter. It just kind of lets the color, the flower and the petals be a little more vibrant. Okay, so there is our flower. See how this one was a little more orange, and it's really all you know, whatever you want. I am going to add a little more color back in, and I think I'm going to go with the light Mango Melody, and I'm just going to kind of brush that back on a little bit. See how it's brightening it up? Because our dark saffron kind of blended it a little bit. So I want to make sure we're going to brighten it up a little bit with this. There. Okay, so that's how I color. All right. Oh, Felicia, I'm glad you joined. Okay, I'm trying to read a little bit. Thanks, Janet. Okay, so I have our flower and I have our leaf cut, so that's all we needed. So I have my other little leaves here and these that I'll just put aside, and I usually will just stick these inside my stamp set. As you can see, these are pencil colored, the larger ones. And so I'll just put them there for when I need them. All right, let's get these out of the way. So it's just kind of whatever colors, you know, you want. If you want it more orangey, more brown, more whatever. All right, so we're going to bring this back in. So the inside piece, or the outside piece, you know, this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and that was the cinnamon. And we got this, let me see if I can pull it out here, my poor desk. Flowers for every season. So this is what I used. I used some of this paper, okay, it's on the other side of the flowers, and then the sunflowers are in there, so that was all in this one. And the number is 152486. It will be on my blog. It should be listed below in the description. Okay, so I went ahead and cut now on the inside. We have the outside is this, and then we have this small piece here, which is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. You could make it 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, but I really kind of wanted to see the sunflowers on the outside. Hi, Paula. Thanks, I think it's Janet, Casey. Janet, I think your name was. There's a post for those on how I made them. So look on YouTube or on my blog and you'll find it there. Okay, then what I did is I had already, you know, created this one over here. So I decided to cut a little piece, and this is going to be my accent on the front. So however you want it, I'm going to put it like that. And the other thing that I did is I put it just up a tiny bit so you could see the cinnamon part. Let me get that off of there. On the bottom. So I just kind of went up just a tiny bit. Okay, so there's my bottom. So just added a little accent there. All right, and we're going to add our adhesive on the back of that. I'm going to put one in the middle. Oh, okay, Terry. We are just chugging along here. But yeah, you'll watch the beginning and all the measurements will be on my blog. So no worries about that. You're not going to miss out on anything. I do have a PDF that will be on my blog. So once this posts, I will have a PDF. Just give me a little bit of time to get everything together and I'll get it on online. And if you are subscribed on my blog, you'll get a message tomorrow that I posted, but you can go on tonight once I post it. All right, so now we're going to add just some twine, just to kind of give a little fun knot here. So I'm just going to cut it right about there. And this is the braided trim, which is leaving. I think it's leaving. Well, I'll have to look, but I think it is. The braided linen trim. I know my beautiful wispy gold is leaving, but we're going to use some today. Now that I'm treasuring that like crazy. All right, we're going to put the knot towards the bottom. And I'm just going to do a simple, no frill kind of knot, but I want my bow, my knot over this way. Now you can do the knot and then you can move it around, so wherever you put it, don't worry. And I'm not worried if what kind of knot it ends up being, because this is kind of a rusticy card. So I kind of like when the knots, they don't look like a sailor knot because it's not, but you know what I mean. It just kind of looks fun. And I'm going to bring this down just a little. So fold your paper and bring it down where you want it. A little bit more. Right there is good. So now I'm going to add a glue dot. Yeah, I'm going to share some more information about my paper share. I'd love for you guys to join if you want. Even if you're a demonstrator, I have quite a few demonstrators doing it. It's a great way to get a little sample of every paper. Number one, to see what you like. Number two, you may not want all the papers, but you'll have a bunch to show your customers, or you know, it'll just give you enough to kind of try everything, and then that way you can purchase the stamp sets that you want and have a little bit of all the paper. So it's going to be a really fun paper share. I did my first one on the last catalog and it was so much fun. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and adhere this because the front panel is kind of part of the card. I want to make sure where all my little goodies go to where I can see where my images go. So I'm going to put that there. And I just frayed the ends. You know how I am. I frayed the ends. I'm going to add some adhesive right here in the middle. We're going to take some of my beautiful gold wispies. I'm just going to do like 2 circles. And we're just going to, oops, let's see. Just kind of do it like that. Hi, Christine. All right, we're going to add that right there. And we are going to add our adhesive and pop up our sunflower. And I'm just going to do it right like that. All right, so that's what we have so far. Okay, we're going to take our little leaf right here that we did and pop it right there. And we're going to add our little leaf right on the corner just for cuteness, because we still have more stuff to do inside, right? Okay, so now we have two pieces of paper. This one I happen to have cut, and it seems like the right size, so we're going to go with it. And we're going to add our Let's Celebrate You. All right, we're going to ink this up. Christine, did you just join Stamping Up? Is that what you mean? All right, we're going to do that. Now, hopefully my head won't get in the way. I'm going to kind of align this up and go right about there. Yay! All right, so we're going to cut this one off about here, I think. So that's one. And then the other one we're going to take and we're going to stamp this one. And it says, "Congratulations on reaching a whole new level of wonderful." Oh, I see the video. All right, we're going to ink this up really good. I like to move it around because sometimes, you know, when you re-ink, it seems like the right side of my last one was way darker than the left side. And so I tried to spread it out a little bit. All right, so here's that. So I'm going to use my everyday label. And we're going to go ahead and punch this one out. All right, and then we're going to use the lovely label Pick a Punch, and I like to turn mine down because you're punching downward. Okay, so I'm going to put it down and we're going to put it in there even. Okay, I want to make sure that this is cut short enough. I think we'll be fine. I could have cut it a little shorter. Well, we'll see. Let's cut this one just a tad shorter. And we'll do this one. Same thing. As long as it's going to fit on my front page, which it does, so that'll be fine. Okay, so now what I did is I brought in my cinnamon cider ink pad and my dauber, and I did a couple of things. First, I went around the sentiment and I just kind of lightly did it because I thought that with it being white, it was just super stark, but I didn't really want to put vanilla because my sunflowers are white and that's kind of white on the background there. So I just kind of wanted to add a little bit of color there. And then on this one, I did the same. Okay. The other thing I did is I just kind of went right along here and just kind of added just a little to kind of tie it in. And what I could have done is I could have done all the way around before I glued it, but I didn't on the first one either, and I thought it was fine. So we'll just do that little piece there. All right, now we're getting there. So now what I did, I love the double punches too. Oh, Christine, no worries at all. You can go back and see how we created this fancy fold. I'll have all of the information on my blog, including a link to the video and the PDF. All the supplies should be listed below. So we'll put this right here on the front. And I just kind of did it in the center of the top and the bottom. And then on this one, thanks, Christine. If you guys would share and like and subscribe and all that good stuff, I'd really appreciate it. All right, and then here it gives you this fun part to decorate. It's already got your paper on it from doing your flip, right? And we're gonna accent it with some of our champagne rhinestones. So we're going to take a large one and put it there. And then I took like a medium. And it's hanging on. Come on. Put it right there. And then I did a small one. And I just put it right up here. All right. So here's the difference when you look at them. So this is the one I had already done that I showed, and then here's just a different one that has, this one has more of the jade and a little bit more of the daffodil. This is more crushed curry. The card base was crushed curry, and I think on her video she may have done it all the way around. On the May one it might have been all the way around, but I didn't feel the need for that because this is already pretty thick with the 3 layers on it plus the cardstock. So I thought just on the front was fine. And then, like I said, this is the one I did in the green. So you'll notice on the old olive one, what I did is I stamped the outside. So I made my own DSP out of the stamp set. So that's another way to go, by just stamp whatever you want because you're going to accent it. So it's going to tie it in. It's going to be just fine. Or grab some DSP and add it on there, and that just gives it another look. Oh, you're sweet, Christine. Thank you so much. Felicia. Yeah, that one was a lot of fun too. And then of course these dies are in with this sunflower set. So I just took some gold foil paper and just stamped, you know, a die cut a couple of those out. And what I did with this, we don't have just jade. We don't have just jade blends, but this blend pen works perfect. So just take it and stick it in the Just Jade. See, it doesn't even really color it anymore, but I did it with Just Jade and I just colored in the color that I wanted. So try that. Those work really, really great for coloring. So I hope you enjoyed that card. Now I want to talk a little bit more about my little notes here that I have. So if you missed out at the beginning, I talked about a couple of things. The paper share, I messaged a little bit about it, but I want to show you something about that. Thanks, Carol. Thanks, Karen. Yeah, the one in the middle, I really do love that paper with the Just Jade. It's really pretty. I didn't have enough of that to do another one, so that's why I chose the other one. Okay, so my notes are on my blog. When I post it a little bit later, it's pretty much done. Once I'm done with the video, you know, you've got to copy the links, take them over, and all that good stuff. So once it's done, I did put PDF for you, and then the title of my blog post is a link, and you'll see it's in a different color, and then it says PDF, so you'll be able to click and find it a little easier. Prior, I used to say the PDF is here, and the word here was the link, and I think that was a little difficult to see right away for some. So I'm going to change that for you. The paper share, or first the paper pumpkin is going to go away. You have until the 10th to get this adorable, so cool. It's got ice creams, and I think they're shaped cards. I think there's some ice cream shaped cards, which are kind of fun. And so that is going to be a really fun, cute set. And we don't know what the sentiments are or anything, but I'm hoping it's have a cool day or something kind of fun like that. So don't miss out on that. And the paper share. So what I want to tell you is, let me show you something really quick. I know on the paper share you can only see the few packages of paper that we have available now to us. And here's 2 of them. But for example, if you're not quite interested, let's say in the hand penned, because we have 11 packs of paper, of DSP paper, that's going to be in this, in the share, plus 3 packages of specialty paper. But if you look on the other side, there's going to be, which I've got this turned, there's going to be paper that you can use for multitudes of things. So we've got that. We've got some stripes. So think about that. Not only do you have the other side, and maybe you're not interested in this stamp set for the paper on this side, which is so gorgeous, but you'll have, and it looks like I did every other one. So this is how you'll see all of them that you can use, and they coordinate. So for example, on a card like I just did, you've got both sides that would be perfect to coordinate together. But you can go with the ones that are not the flowers and just go with the polka dots, the stripes, that kind of thing. All right, and then this one here has got the freesia color. I think that's the freesia. It could be the no, I think that's freesia. Look how pretty that one is. But you could use this as a background and not even use the stamp set, and use these papers for so many things. So yeah, this paper is, all the papers this year, I think by far are the best ones I've seen in a long time. So, and I've been buying Stampin' Up forever. These, of course, the dies fit, but look at the other side. So don't think that, oh, I don't want to be in a paper share because I don't want the pansies, or I don't want the hand penned or whatever. You can use these leaves for many things, but look at the gingham on the back. So just think of all the other paper that's in here that you could use it for. stripes. So there's a lot of different things that you could use it for. So if you're interested in my, oh, I can pull it back out. Thanks, Steph. There we go. You could use all of these things for just different stuff. So there's some gingham again. Look how pretty that is. I mean, they're great, and I like that they're small print because you can use that for so many different things. Oh yeah, this paper. I ordered more today. I couldn't help it. I gave everybody a chance, and now I had to order more. Okay, so that's that paper, and then so this is 2 of the 11, and this is another one, which I ordered my one that I'm not gonna cut up, so it's on its way. But I mean, that doesn't have to be just a tree set. You could do a nice bold sentiment. It's got beautiful colors. And then look at the green on the back. I mean, you can cut this out for leaves or lily pads or whatever you might need. You've got wood grain. So this one is a really nice one. Okay, look at the blue sky. And if you didn't see my card, this set is so fun and so easy. Look how cute that card is. That is all DSP from this. The grass, the sky, the tree leaves, and the branch. That is all. The only thing I stamped was the sentiment. And this die and stamp come in this set. So you could do stuff like that with these. So you don't have to just use the leaf side. That's what I really liked about these cards this year. Look at this, could be a Christmas, like a snowflake theme or something. Oops. So anyway, there's some different options. Yes, it will be 6 by 6, and let me show you here. You will get 148 sheets of paper for $55. So that, all I did is I took all of the paper, divided it up. It'll be shared by 4, the 12 by 12s, and the 6 by 6s, you get equal amount to where you'll get, it'll be divided up between 4 also. Okay, so that's how the paper share will be. You can go onto my blog on the top right hand side and go to events and classes and click on that, and it will take you right to the registration paper. And so what I'll do, and all the information's in there too, you'll read a lot. The only thing I did is for the DSP, the in color DSP, I need my bangs cut. The in color DSP, I did include that, but the rest of the DSP for the in color, or for the color families that were available to new demonstrators, I did not include that because a lot of demonstrators already have it. A lot of new demonstrators already have it, and it's available for purchase now, but I didn't want to include that if people already have it. So I really went with just the new paper. But there are 3 specialty papers that I did include, and they are gorgeous. So I did include that. If you have questions on what was included, let me know. I did not list the names of them because we're not supposed to put that out there yet. And so I chose not to do that. But I can tell you that these 3 are just the beginning of some absolutely gorgeous papers. So for $55, that includes shipping to you. So it's US only, I'm sorry. But it is US only. And just register on my blog, and then I will PayPal invoice you. So you'll get an invoice through PayPal. And if you prefer Venmo, that's fine. Just let me know you don't PayPal, and we'll work it out. Karen, I do too. The paper is absolutely phenomenal. And this paper, I have to say, is just so pretty. Okay, I'm trying to go back a little bit, make sure I got everything. If you guys asked a question and I missed it, let me know. It is gorgeous. I know Tashana has seen it. Now, the one thing that I have listed is the in color DSP, It is not available to purchase right now because it is stuck in shipping. I think it's in the Suez Canal, would be my guess. But if for some reason it is not here when all of the other papers come in, I will reimburse you that amount. It's $11.50 divided by 4, which is what you would get reimbursed for. We'll work that out. But I'm going to go ahead and include it because I know it should be coming, and so I think it's gorgeous paper, so I don't want to miss out on that. All right, everybody. So if you have any questions about the paper share, then let me know. And other than that, I think that is it. I really was excited to play with the sunflower set again, and especially this fun fancy fold. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I am going to mail one of these cards to somebody. So let's do a giveaway. Sorry, it's going to be, you know what? Let's do anybody. Whoever it is, I'm going to send it to you. So let me write a number down because that's just what I'm going to do. All right, let me see. We have 30 people on here right now. So, okay, I almost picked a number I already chose, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to pick. Okay, I have my number written down. Could always back order to us. Yeah, we could do that. I just didn't want to do a separate shipping and worry about waiting for it and that kind of stuff, but we'll work it out. Okay, so between 1 and 30, I'm watching. Oh, Janet, you're welcome. You're welcome, Arlene. You're welcome, Felicia. Oh, Terry P. Girlfriend. You got it. Number 13. I just wrote Terry P on there. Terry P. Oops, can you see it? It's in pencil, sorry. Congratulations, Terry. I believe I already have your address, so I will mail you a card. Which one do you want? Do you want the jade, just jade one, or do you want the old olive one? Let me know and I will send one to you. Oh, somebody else had 13 also? Let me go back and look. All right, let me look. It was the first one to 13. So let me go back and look. Did I miss it? Okay, so Terry did get 13 first, but I will do another one on Sunday. So be there on Sunday. Oh, Terry, did you say which one? Just jade, please. Okay, you got it. I will send that to you this week. All right. So yeah, it's the first one that gets does the number. So, okay, Arlene, next time. So Sunday, I will do another giveaway, and it will be a card and a product. So watch for me on Saturday. You are so welcome. Thanks, everybody, and those people that are new that joined me. Thank you so much. I hope you had a good time. It's always fun crafting and creating. As always, if you guys are interested in seeing me create with something, let me know. If I have it, I will create with it. And if there's a technique you're interested, let me know on that also, and I'll see what I can do, because I really want to do something that it inspires you. Thanks, Bonnie. We're having company tomorrow, so now I get to go clean my house, finish my laundry, you know, fun stuff like that. But I'm excited. We're going to have some fun company. So, all right, everybody, you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you on Sunday. I'm glad, Clara. I'm glad you had a good time. Bye, everybody. Have a great week.